Dear students, today our practical number 5, nutrient analysis, macronutrients of plant analysis. In the previous fourth practical, we also discussed the procedures and way of sampling, then primary macronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, how we can measure from the soil samples. Today, nutrient analysis of plant analysis. The general sufficiency or optimum range of nutrients in plants. Before we can conducting the soil sample or plant sample, it is necessary to observe or to general knowledge about how optimum or luxury range of nutrients in our practical is number 4 soil and 5th plants. Plants samples we at the basis of dry matter, macronutrients. If we talk about nitrogen, it's in at dry matter basis, it should be sufficient or optimum range 2 to 5%. Phosphorus 0.2 to 0.5%. Potassium again macronutrients 1 to 5.0. These are the some other values of potassium, calcium, and magnesium. The micronutrients are measured in micrograms per grams. Zinc at 20 to 100, then iron, manganese, copper, molybdenum, borons. Then typical plants parts suggested for analysis. Our students are confused how we can take sample from lower leaves, older leaves, or from the newer, younger leaves. These typical plant parts suggested for analysis is very important during the conducting the plant analysis. For wheat crop, winter wheat crops, mostly we take scientists recommend this method according to the Accorda manual and other soil laboratory manuals. Wheat plant are suggested to take the sample flagly before the head emergence. And this also contains the nutrients and suggested for further analysis. Rice plant thirdly from apex in tillering stage. Then maize crop, barley, pulses, these all some values are given here to understand whether we are taking from rice sample, wheat or pulses, which plant are we taking the samples. These are soybean, then cotton, then sugarcane, then tea, potato, here leaf and tomato, and finally pea and beans. Then critical nutrient concentration. Critical nutrient concentrations for 90% yield of various crops. Some progressive farmer take about 90% of the crop yield, or like scientists yield, they take very well yield during because of their use balance recommended fertilizers. They take very about 90% of the yield. These are the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, manganese. Then various crops are recommended various level of fertilizers. Then main we can focus our plant analytical parameters, mean plant parameter, plant samples, root completion of the vegetative phase. After sampling, roots are washed to remove the any adherent soil particle and then air dried. After the shoot and root fresh weight were taken using weight balance, and then put sample in oven dried 65 degrees Celsius until constant weight then no moisture content or humidity residue in these samples. Then shoot and root dry weights were measured by using digital weight balance. Then total nitrogen. These are the briefly procedures which are discussed in this number 5 experiment. Briefly take 1 gram of plant sample. During the soil with about 10 gram of soil sample, but during the plant sample analysis we take 1 gram of plant sample grinded. is the first step. Then the second step, transfer it into the digestion tubes and add 3.5 gram of mixture of catalyst. Then number 3 steps, then your 15 milliliter of sulfuric acid in digested tubes. Number 4, heat tubes at 420 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes until white flames appear. Turn off digested tube and start distillation of nitrogen sample. After distillation, titrate the sample with 0.1 normality sulfuric acid solution. Then the final step, total nitrogen will be collected by using the description formula by Brunner 1982 as in this formula. Nitrogen content, this is the constant, then acid used for the sample, and we water titration we use the sulfuric acid, then blend, then weight multiply 10 and then as percentage for hundreds. Then the other secondary and primary nutrients which is necessary for the plant growth, total phosphorus, it is the primary plant nutrients. In plant samples, in a digestive tube, take 1 gram of plant samples, then followed by 30 milliliter of perchloric acid HClO4. In this procedure, we consider this the plant sample, not soil. Plant sample was taken, followed by 30 milliliter perchloric acid digested tube. Sample was carried about 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Then the digestive mixture was cooled to room temperature. The next step, for measuring the total phosphorus, distilled water was added to increase the volume and then filtered using Wattmann 32 filter paper. After filtration, 5 milliliter of the filtrate was taken into 50 milliliter flask, followed by 10 milliliter reagent ammonium when the molybdenate was and distilled water respectively. After that, reading were taken using the spectrophotometer at wavelength 410 nanometer. Then the last one, that is the total potassium. Take 1 gram of granite plant sample, oven dry in digestive tube, then add nitric acid and perchloric acid 2:1 mixture, and then leave it in test tube fumes put overnight. Next day, digest the sample on the block heater for 30 minutes at 1 degree Celsius. After digestion, filter the samples. Then the next step, for the filtrate, transfer 1 milliliter in test tube and bring it volume by adding distilled water. Then the next step, run the sample on the flame photometer. Using the phosphorus and potassium, phosphorus we mostly use spectrophotometer. For the potassium, we can use the flame photometer. After the running, the standard total potassium will be measured using following equation that are used by extractable potassium parts per million. Then potassium from calibration curve at flame photometer, then at the weight of this sample. This is the procedure for measuring the total potassium from plant samples. If we have any question, we can discuss with after in this Zoom app or other university website conduct with our lectures.